Yo, fellow donkey devotee, grab your matcha latte and pull up a chair, because the Last Dynasty / The Chosen One episode's oneness he just ghosted into my watchlist and refused to leave. As a self-proclaimed haunt hunter, I've binged enough Spirit Pack to qualify my initial dive into this Tencent video exclusive hit like a cold draft on a summer night, intriguing, a little disorienting, and way more addictive than I anticipated. Streaming note upfront, it's locked behind Tencent's velvet roofs right now. Think WeTV internationally for us non-Mandarin speakers, so if you're not subbed, fire out the app stat. No spoilers beyond the eps, but damn, if this is the appetizer, I'm starving for the feast. Right off the bat, the hook. That opening sequence alone, Misty Nanting unraveling like a forbidden scroll, had me pausing to screenshot the vibes. Gao Ying's fish out of water panic feels so real, relatable AF for us normies, clashing hilariously with Lin's I've seen empires crumble, kid stoicism. The humour sneaks up like Zio Quest's tail swish, subtle, sharp, and leaves you chuckling mid-chill. Art pops even on my phone screen, those fluid ghosts of X. Chess kiss. Pacing-wise, it's a tad exposition heavy in spots dynasty drama gonna dynasty, but the cliffhangers. Ruthless. I'm talking one more episode turning into why is it 2A territory. Overall gut reaction, 8.5/10 for the premier punch. It's got that rare fresh brew of supernatural bromance and historical intrigue that scratches the heaven official's blessing itch without copying homework. Obsessed with the potential, fingers crossed it doesn't fizzle like some early adapters. Who's been with me? It replied, café round 2 awaits. Picture this, you're Gao Ying, a wide-eyed college kid with a backpack full of textbooks and zero clue that your weekend getaway is about to turn into a spectral roller coaster. Episode 1 drops us right into the misty embrace of Nanting, this crumbling old town that's equal parts charming ruin, and what fresh hell is this vibe? Gao Ying rolls up to the eponymous hotel, think creaky wooden beams, lanterns flickering like they're auditioning for a horror flick, and air thick enough stew. He's there for some R&R, maybe to cram for exams or just escape the grind, but nope, the universe has other plans. The episode kicks off with a slow burn tension we donghua fans crave. Gao Ying checks in, chats with the enigmatic innkeeper who looks like he hasn't aged since the Qing Dynasty, and settles into his room. But hold on to your ramen bowl, things get weird fast. Shadows slink across the walls like uninvited party crashers, whispers echo from the floorboards, and suddenly, bam. A ghostly figure materializes in the mirror, all ethereal glow and piercing eyes. Enter our second Li, the brooding spirit of Lin Nanting, a warrior from a century ago, cursed to haunt these halls after some epic clan betrayal. Shout out to the man who roots for that juicy backstory hook. It's like if Bleach met Hotel Transylvania in a foggy alley. Big moment alert, as Gao Ying freaks out hilariously. Might I add, is flailing his peak average jovious, the afterlife comedy. Lin grabs him by the collar ghost style, so no actual touching, but chills. Oh yeah, and yanks him into a vision of the past. We're talking full-on flashback fireworks, sword clashes under blood moons, rival dynasty scheming like it's Game of Thrones with more incense, and Lin's tragic fall from grace. The vibe. Electric dread laced with wry humor, Gao Ying's modern snark dude therapy exists now, even for ghosts, bounces off Lin's stoic intensity like ping-pong in a thunderstorm. By the episode's cliffhanger, Gao Ying's marked literally, with a glowing seal on his hand that screams you're the chosen one, kid. Fade to black as shadowy assassins, or are they spirits close in? Heart-pounding. Understatement. Episode 2 picks up the thread and yanks it into overdrive, like the sureness chugged Red Bull mid-script. Gao Ying wakes up barely to find the hotel in lockdown, gas vanishing, doors sealing with spectral locks, and Lin's ghost spotting up as his reluctant guide. He characters flesh out here. There's the sly fox spirit sidekick, Sayokwe, a pint-sized trickster who drops one-liners sharper than her claws humans and ghosts. It's like oil and holy water, messy but spicy, and the villainous shadow of the rival clan's heir, a smirking spectre named Wai Chen who's got Swag X villain energy dialed to 11. The plot barrels forward with Gao Ying stumbling into the heart of the 100-year-old feud. Turns out, Lin's clan guarded a forbidden artifact that could rewrite the veil between worlds, and now is cracked open, letting every grudge-holding ghost in Nanting throw a rage party. Big moments galore chase through illusionary corridors where walls bleed memories, a mid-episode brawl where Gao Ying accidentally channels Lin's sword skills, awkward team plus ancient warrior equals comedy gold, think the Karate Kid but with ectoplasm, and the gut punch reveal, Gao Ying's family line ties back to the betrayers. The overall vibe? A heady cocktail of pulse racing action, gut laugh humor, and that creeping supernatural unease that makes you double check your hotel room at 3 a.m. It's immersive, like the screens breathing down your neck, pulling you into Nanting's fog-shrouded secrets. By the end, as Gao Ying and Lin seal a pack, ghost high five included, you're hooked. What's next? A full-on dynasty war or Gao Ying's inevitable ghost dating dilemma? Oh man, where do I even start with the visuals? The Last Dynasty / The Chosen One episode's womaness to your feast for the eyes, serving up that signature 2D donghua polish that's got me geeking out harder than a link-click marathon. The art style? Pure poetry in motion, fluid lines that dance like silk in the wind, with color palettes that shift from the warm amber glows of Nanting's lanterns to icy blues that make your spine tingle during ghost reveals. The backgrounds are where it slays. That old town isn't just set dressing, it's alive, with crumbling pagodas etched in meticulous detail, fog rolling in like a living entity, and hidden symbols winking from the shadows. It's got that modao sushi elegance but cranked up with a gritty, ink-wash edge that screams ancient cusp meets urban legend. Character designs. Cheskis. Gao Ying's got that relatable evermint charm messy hair, oversized hoodie clashing with the era's robes, while in Nanting is chiseled brooding perfection, his spectral form flickering with ethereal particles that make every entrance feel like a mic drop. The animation shines in action beats. Sword fights aren't just swings, they're ballets of light trails and impact frames that pop with satisfying crackles. Xiaoqua's antics. Adorably chaotic, her tail swishes with such bouncy physics, you'll want a plushie yesterday. And the humor lands visually too. Gao Ying's exaggerated panic faces are meme-worthy gold. That said, if I'm nudging gently because hey, no donghua is perfect on Premiere, the pacing in quieter moments could use a tad more breathing room. Episode 2's info-dump flashback feels a smidge rush, with some transitions blurring into each other like oversteeped tea gorges, but occasionally overwhelming for newbies. Voice acting solid, shout out to the gravelly gravitas on learn, but Gao Ying's VA edges toward too whiny in spots dial it back, and it'd be flawless. Overall though, this is donghua flexing its muscles, stunning, atmospheric, and begging for a rewatch on a big screen. View, stepping out of the Last Dynasty / The Chosen One episode's 1 minute 2 feels like shaking off a dream you don't want to wake from, one that's equal parts thrilling, funny, and wait, is my apartment haunted now? I'm obsessed, straight up. The blend of supernatural mystery with buddy cop ghost vibes has me shipping Gao Ying and Lin harder than my last binge. Don't judge, the bent is electric. What gets me? That rare spark where humor undercuts the horror with that deflating at Xiaoqua's stealing scenes like a furry Deadpool, or Gao Ying's deadpan. This is not what I meant by cultural immersion quips. It's fresh, it's fun, and in a sea of high-scale clones, this stands out like a lantern in the fog. Critiques? Kind ones promise lean into the world building a hair slow next time. We want to savor Nanting's lore, not sprint through it. But honestly, I'm crossing every finger and toe for more deeper dives into the dynasty feud, maybe some heartfelt ghost backstory tears, and hell yeah, escalating bromance chaos. If the rest of the season keeps this energy, it'll be a must-watch staple. Grab your tea, dim the lights, and dive in. We're just getting started on this spectral saga. Who's with me at the café for round 2? You remove XAI, make it legendary.